Hello and welcome back to the Behind the Screens podcast.
Sorry, mate.
Touch your leg with me, Curtis.
And me, James. And today we have Lydia. Lydia, welcome on the podcast. Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All good.
Very
Thank
good.
you for having me.
Just for people who don't follow you, sum up what it is you do and how you started to gain some notoriety and followers on TikTok.
I kind of started by accident. So I actually used to work in the social media space. So I was a social media manager for years. And I started it as a bit of a rebellion because I was kind of sick of people telling me what to post and me being like, I know this is going to work. And then being like, no, let's do this trend that was like 6 weeks ago. And I'm like, that's not going to work.
It's gone.
So I started my TikTok as kind of like a place to release this energy of like, I know I can do this. So let me show you. And at the same time, I was kind of going through a lot of stuff at home and stuff as well. Like I'm kind of 30 years old and I'm still living at home and things. And I was looking for people out on the social media space that was kind of in the same realm as me, that weren't living these picture perfect, full aesthetic lives, whereas mine was just not like that. And I was just kind of searching for someone who was like me, and then was like, I can't find anyone. So I'm going to become that person that I've been looking for this whole entire time. Started my like series, which is now called Day in the Life of a Normal Girl Trying to Get Her Shit Together. And it kind of started to do well. And then one day I went on a date and I had a little bit of a one-night stand. And as I was coming home from the night out, like something in my head just was like, just record your walk of shame. So I was like, all right. So I started filming it and edited it all together. And then next thing I knew, it kind of just led from there. And like, I guess where I've kind of started from is just trying to show life as it really is online. I feel like we've all kind of gotten a bit lost in this perfectionism that is life. So I just show the rough side of it, basically. Just try and show myself as like this chaotic, crazy person I am, and try and remind people that life isn't this picture perfect thing.
So was that one night stand video? Was that the one where you really started to take off? Yeah,
that was my first video. So it got like, I think it was 1.5 million or something like that. That just went crazy. And people just started coming on, and then obviously the rest of my videos started to do really well from that. And then it just kind of spiraled. Anytime I went out and I have the hangover tales now, which is its like proper name for it. And I just recorded it, and since then people have just loved it. And then it's kind of grown into different aspects. Like I think I'm really blessed in the social media realm that it is just about my life. So anything that goes on, I show it, probably a bit too much and talk about too many stuff that I shouldn't, that people shouldn't know about. But
I don't know how you do it, honestly, because when I'm hungover, the last thing I want to do is talk, let alone film myself.
It keeps me going, to be honest. I feel so rough that I'm like, if I don't film this, I'll be focusing on how horrendous I feel. So it keeps me kind of like going to get home and things. So
I want to know, like, you've documented a few horrific hangovers. What is, either documented or not, what is the worst hangover you've had?
Do you know what? I think I've had a few where I've been sick in public, and those are the most embarrassing. After a wine hangover for me is like the worst hangover in the world. I don't know why wine continues. Yeah, it like messes you up massively. One of them was being sick across, sorry for anyone who's still like sick and all that kind of stuff, being sick across Waterloo. I think that moment for me, I was like...
What, into...
Just literally, you know where the big clock is?
Yeah.
Straight out.
Oh, from the top?
Yeah. No, not from the top, because I was walking through and just going, but... Being a girl, I just said it was morning sickness.
Nice.
I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, have some water.
It was almost like casual. Keep walking.
It was awful. So I'd say with those, to be honest, I'm like the worst hangover person ever.
Right.
I could have a couple drinks and I'm screwed, but I can't. I just enjoyed bevy, to be honest. So yeah, it's a lot. I couldn't list all of them because there's quite a few. But yeah, that was before the hangover tales kind of started. And then, so they're not as bad. I think I've been a lot worse. It's horrendous.
Have you got any brutal hangovers?
Yeah. What's your both? Also, that'd be a really good question. What's your hangover cure? Because I always find this.
Okay,
that's my next question for you.
There we go.
Yeah.
Do you want to know my hangover cure, or like which one do you want to know?
Let's start with your worst hangover. I feel like you deal with them like. I feel like you're
going to be a combination of like telling you what my hangover cure is then.
Okay. What's the worst situation that's led to a bad hangover?
Oh God, that's a difficult question, mate. I think like now being a dad and having to deal with a little toddler that is just nuts, especially who wakes up early.
Oh God.
At 4 a.m. and you're still half cut. and he's there like, Daddy, I want to play. I'm like, fuck off. But there was one probably, I reckon about 6-7 months ago. It's probably the first time I've gone out. My wife hates it if I'm hungover.
Oh, really?
And because it's like, oh, you're wasting the day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to get out with him and just like pretend I'm all right. But in reality, I was absolutely killing.
Oh, I don't know how parents do it, honestly.
And he taught me a lesson, like a real good lesson that day. Firstly, I changed his nappy and took the nappy off and sort of just left him there. And he's there like peeing in his own face. So I'm just like, oh God, like Louis, come on, man. Like,
like it's his fault.
Just help me out a little bit. He's like peeing in his own face. Anyway, I'm like, he's like on top of a chest of drawers at this point. So I don't know why I left him there. So I walked back to go and like mop him up. He's there like hanging off the side. I'm like, oh my God. And then 2 seconds later, he has a coughing fit, almost chokes. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is like the worst thing ever. So I take him upstairs to the loft, and I'm there just like saying, mate, come on, just like relax, sit on the bed, just chill out. He's like, nah. And he's sick on himself then. So I'm just like, oh, this is just like relentless. I start to feel sick. So I have to like go into the bathroom and do a silent puke because I don't want my wife to know.
Things will get far worse if she wakes up.
And then, so I'm doing a silent puke and he's just there again, just like looking at me like, what are you doing, Dad? And then he does a massive poo as well. So I've got to clean that up. Oh, God. This is all in the space of like 40 minutes. So, and I'm just there, just in serious pain. And then my wife wakes up a couple of hours later. She's like, how was it? Yeah, really nice. Really good. You'll go.
I'm grand, yeah.
So yeah, any time with him now, that's just one of the worst situations.
That was a lot better than I thought your answer would be. That's great.
Yeah. But then there's obviously all the ones like when you're at uni and you just destroyed for days.
Yeah.
Even when I didn't have Louis, like my hangovers are horrific. Like I can't do anything for like 12 hours. I can't move. I can't get out of bed. I do something, and I'll tell you what that is.
Yeah, for your cure.
My cure, and then I can probably eat something about 8 p.m. at night. So
you're the same as me then.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to get home, I would not move.
Yeah,
I always have to get home.
Yeah,
dreadful.
Don't know why I do it.
What about you, Curtis?
It's always traveling, like that day home, like
horrendous.
There's one that sticks out. Was in Barcelona. Was there for a football match. Obviously, ridiculously out of hand. Slept about 2 hours, and then you've got the flight, and everyone's just sat like getting onto the flight, and they're like, I don't know how I'm going to make it through it. And you always do, but you hate every decision you've made. So I think, it's always travel because I've got nothing in me to give when hungover.
Oh God, no. I've done back from Singapore hungover once, and that was a long old journey.
Yeah, long
hungover.
Wow.
And then also your brain doesn't work properly. So trying to work out where you're going or what gate or anything, you just like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. The travel's never good.
So hangover cures then. What's your I've put here what's your hangover survival kit, but
so I've got quite a few. So I've learned over the past few years, to be honest. So my biggest thing that I do is get home early. So everyone's always like to me when I do the hangover tales, like, why don't you leave later? And I'm like, because I've
you got to get out,
yeah, go before it properly kicks in, because otherwise
you're still a bit drunk.
Yeah. When you're in the good like zone, you're giggling at everything, and then it hits, then you're like gone. Pickle juice is my thing. It's got loads of electrolytes in it, and if you drink it, it makes you feel like your soul makes you feel like your soul is leaving your body.
I think it would leave my body though if I drink it.
Do you like pickles?
Yeah, but I feel like after a night of booze, I feel like if I was to go and have pickle juice,
I don't like pickles either.
Okay.
So for me, it's like a wombo combo. Like horrendousness. But someone recommended it to me, and then since then, you just got to take your life in your hands and just chug it. To be honest,
take your life in your hands.
Just risk it.
How much of it do you drink?
I drink a whole like wine glass full.
Stopping it.
Yeah.
That's making me feel a bit sick just thinking about it.
It's not for the faint-hearted. Yeah. No. Also, if you douse your face in ice water, that really helps as well. And it's also kind of tingly and nice. Yeah. So it's really
What's that guy on Instagram that's blowing up?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get the banana peel on your face.
What's his name? You know,
Ashton Hall.
Ashton Hall, that's it.
Yeah.
With the bottles of water.
Yeah.
As well.
And all
How's
sorts.
That many bottles of water.
It's an advert for the water.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the ice, squeeze lemon, and then put the water in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah. Too much.
But I don't think it's a hangover cure. It's more just like wake up.
Yeah. It's just attention seeking for him, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you could do it for both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my but I can only do those two if I'm not like fully gone. So if I'm like, you know, when you're like, you've got the 2 levels of hangover, you've got the one where you're really groggy and you're like, I feel rough, but I can move around for the rest of the day. That's when I do that. But if I'm in a full blown, then it's fester on the sofa and be in a rancid state pretty much for the rest of the day. So yeah.
Yours is always funny to me. Your cure.
I'm excited.
I don't think it even works.
No, it doesn't. I think it's slightly insane.
So it will get to probably like, I usually wake up quite early, and you either know or you don't know that it's going to be horrendous.
Yeah.
Usually it's going to be horrendous. So I'm there in bed until about 7 a.m. and I've then got to sit in the shower for at least like 6-7 hours. I'm not even joking. I will sit in the corner of the shower with the water on my head, just like I can't get out of it. I can't get out. And I'll fall asleep with the with water on my head, or I'll do a bath. Well,
on my head. So bad. He's saying it like this is normal,
but it's like you sit in the corner and it just feels like this is actually helping. And if I get out of it, I know my head's going to be pounding.
Yeah.
So I'd just sit in there for as long as possible, and then you know actually I need to get out now, and you'll go to sleep, and you go okay, go back in there. So yeah, it's
you see, you know when you see in like movies when they've gone through something really traumatic,
like,
they're always just like head under the shower, just imagine.
yeah. Sit down, shower for as long as possible.
I just think it's mad. But I know you do it because there have been times after a night out and I've texted you and been like, you're all right, I'm just in the shower. Okay.
Been here for the past hours. I'm pruny as anything. But
that's the point, actually. Do you go all like wrinkly?
I think like I'm beyond that. But now, I think when you first start doing it, you probably are. But now,
the moisture's left anyway.
I've become accustomed to it. So yeah. And then I can't eat anything until probably like 8 p.m.
I'm the opposite. I need to get... food is always the first thing, and it's either like I'm seeking health and like something fruity, something good, or greasy, dirty, like McDonald's breakfast. It's one of the two. Both I end up feeling terrible after it. But I did the worst like response to a hangover. Went out for a like fry up, milkshake and an orange juice. I thought the sugar, didn't think about it, curdles in your stomach with the milk. Which is so violently sick.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous. So I wouldn't recommend. Don't do a milkshake.
On that one,
Even if you're not hungover, like a milkshake and an orange juice, it just sounds
stupid. Listen, I was in a state and I was like sugar and like really cold. It was like like when you go to the greasy spoons and
you're
it's
like 3 years old having a milkshake.
Exactly. I was like, literally, I was like extra cream on the top.
God.
I just wanted like the cold sugar. And one of the worst things
What's your hangover food of choice?
So I'm the same as you. I don't eat. So I will kind of hang on until late in the evening because I'm just like, I can't physically eat anything. I'll probably normally go for either a burger if I have to, but it's like 3 bites and then I'm done. I won't eat till the next morning. Or it will be... I'll go for like an Indian, which is probably like the worst choice you can do, but it's like one of my favorite meals of all time. So I'll get that. But then I mainly get the poppadoms. So I'll order about 10 poppadoms and just sit there and eat them and then have like a couple mouthfuls of the curry.
Hangover.
I take them over crisps any day. So that's like my hangover food, but normally I just don't eat it. I can't do it.
What's yours, Bart?
Or hangover queue.
Yeah.
Queue. If it's like abroad on holiday, it'll be a sauna. Best hangover cure.
That's a good show.
It's just
imagine you just smell afterwards.
Nah.
But you do, but that's not your problem, is it?
Everyone else walking in afterwards is just like hungover.
So when I was interrailing, we went to Budapest, got like horrendously drunk, and it was like really hot. It was like 35 degrees. You're dying in this heat. And we went to the bathhouse in Budapest. Went to the steam room, straight into the ice bath, and just kept doing that like back and forth. It was just the best thing ever.
It'll leave your body.
Just within half an hour, I felt like a brand new man. I was ready.
That's something I actually do when I'm sitting in the shower. Obviously have it warm. No, but then like I'll go, okay, I need to shock myself a little bit. So I'll do a cold for like 10 seconds and then go back to warm.
You just get the missus to like put the washing on and stuff. So
she
the
can't,
water's
like,
going on and
I
off.
can't do that with her in the house. Like I only get that hangover when she's gone away with Louis.
Right.
So
Smart.
yeah.
Love it.
Otherwise, you have like the trauma of having to deal with the baby as well.
Yeah. You just like, don't get those hangovers anymore.
No. What is the worst walk of shame you've done? Because I feel like that's quite a big part of your content too.
It is, yeah. I feel like every single one it feels like it gets worse and worse because I tell myself I won't do it and then I realize I'm doing it again. I think, to be honest, the first one that I ever did was my worst one because it took me hours to get home. And you know, when you're in that state, you're just like, I just want to leave and I just want to be at home. I think that was probably the worst one. I think it took me about 3 hours. So I only live in Surrey, so it's only like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes normally. But it always seems like anytime I leave the house, something bad goes wrong. So I'm always just like something like, what's going to go on now? But I think the first one, especially because people kept making comments about, they were like, oh, you've had a fun night. You're like, God, I obviously look as bad as I feel right now. So that was quite horrendous. But I think all of them are just, all of them are horrendous. I think anyone where I'm actually sick, those are the ones that I feel like my mum would be so proud of me. She must be so proud of her daughter right now. But yeah, those are probably the worst. Recently, coming back from Paris has been tough. I've been like coming backwards and forwards because that's where my boyfriend's based. And for some strange reason, we always think it's a great night to have a drink before I leave. But trying to do the Eurostar, coming back and then having to get the tube and everything, those are pretty horrific.
I feel like the tube is the worst bit because the heat hits you, doesn't it?
Yeah, and also you're underground and you're like, I can't escape now. Like, this is it. I'm trapped in here. And there's so many people around. And if I go, I'm going to have to dive off and hope for the best. But yeah, the tube, I always get an Uber, but every now and then I think, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah,
do this. And then as soon as you go down that escalator, you're like, what have I done? And you're like,
warm,
committed,
thick air hits you.
And everyone just smells, and it's just like, you're just like, oh no. A guy recently as well, he like opened up his lunch and it stank. I remember sitting there thinking, this is not for me.
Was it
right
Bart?
now?
Polish herring and
God, no.
Why do we do it to ourselves?
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like, I won't. And then I'm like, Saturday's here.
Yeah. Every weekend, like, I'm not going to do this again. Here I go.
I'll learn at some point. No.
What's your go-to drink?
Oh, I've kind of got a mix. I've got a kind of system.
All at once?
Yeah. Every sort of shots, everything. I always start with an espresso martini.
You start with espresso martini?
Start with an espresso martini, always. Bold. Yes, but it's like gets you on a vibe because then you have like the caffeine. You know when you like everyone used to drink vodka Red Bulls?
Yeah.
Not anymore, but if you have an espresso martini, you've got the caffeine on top. So you can keep going all night. And then I'll usually go to like a beer. And then it depends how I'm feeling. And I just go free for all. Anything that I'll drink. I'll just drink tequila, anything, any cocktails. And then, I'm gone. But wine, a lot. I tend to get on the wine. And then I'm like, well, this is gone. So RIP Lydia for tomorrow. So, yeah.
Is there any drink that makes you immediately want to gag if you hear its name? Like for me, it's Sambuca. If I hear that, I just want to puke.
Is that from, what's that from? Because I always think Sambuca's got,
There's always something.
Traumatic Sambuca experience.
Like the last Sambuca I ever had, it was at, what was it? What do I call it? It was like a me and Mr. got engaged and it was like everyone celebrating that. And my mate bought me a Sambuca, like a black Sambuca.
I was going to say, is it black or the white one?
And I went, mate, honestly, I can't drink that. I went, oh, come on, you got to drink it. I bought it for you. And he knows that I get sick off stuff like that. Yeah. Drank it. I was like, immediately ran to the bathroom, puked everywhere. And I was outside the pub probably like an hour later, and the guy who organised the event is, like someone's been sick in like the in the toilet. I think it's one of your group, and I was like, what was it?
Wouldn't be us.
It was everywhere, honestly, pelted the place. So, yeah,
it's always a gross colour as well because it's like a dark colour, so it makes everything look.
Yeah, so Sambuca for me. The smell of it, the taste of it.
Bring out the Sambuca.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Mine's Malibu and Coke. I think it's years of, when you're like 15 years old and you just used to go feral. I say used to go feral. So I think it's like years of drinking that. And now if I like go anywhere, smell Malibu, I'm like, just don't bring it. If it's in a cocktail, fine. But if it's like a Malibu and Coke, I'm just like, I can't. It's just trauma of waking up in like a field or something and not wondering how it got there. So it's like, that I think that's my drink of.
One of our biggest clients is Malibu, so yeah, we love Malibu.
Especially with Coke, you're really delicious.
Extremely effective. Drink responsibly.
Listen. About you?
Mine's like a Summer Fruits Bulmers, and it's exactly the same. I was underage, drinking responsibly. It was actually at my brother's, and I remember I was sick all along the hallway, like a red Bulmers colour, and now as soon as I see them, because it's probably one of the worst ciders as well. It's not even good. So it's just, I can picture that following morning, and it's not the one.
Yeah.
So if there was a Lydia cocktail, what would it be called, and what would be in it?
probably called lanky streak of piss. I would roll it. Yeah, that would be.
Not many people will order that.
But it would be like, I love a citrusy kind of cocktail. So
Nice.
like lemons, apple juice, like cucumber, really like fresh. So you drink it and feel fresh, but then the lanky streak of piss would just kind of take your thoughts
The
somewhere
apple
else.
juice,
So,
is that the piss?
That's because that's what I've always been called, to be honest. That's like my nickname. So yeah, probably lanky streak of piss. That'd be
Strong.
yeah.
Great answer.
Love it.
Love that.
Yeah.
I think last one on this bit.
Yeah.
What is the worst thing you've done that you're willing to talk about on a night out or like whilst drunk?
Oh, I see. I get up to so much shenanigans when I'm drunk. I'm like the worst person to be out with because I just get everyone really rowdy. So I think one of the things that we always say with like me and my friends is if I haven't done the in-betweeners dance by the end of the night, it's been a bad night because I have to do it. Like
I saw you into Infernos. Did you do it? Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
That was an experience in itself. That was really, really fun. Do you know, it's crazy. For me, like I dance a lot. I'm a dancer. Like anytime I've had a few drinks, I want to go and I want to have a dance. And one thing that's like baffling to me with the new generations, I don't feel like people dance as much as they used to. I feel like really honored that I'm a millennial and got to go out when it was the full like titanium stuff and everyone was going crazy. But yeah, me and my friends just get up to so much mischief. Anytime I go with my brother, I always end up running somewhere. Like we just run and we're just like, we don't know what the point is. Like I remember one time we went to Coldplay. It's not even a night out properly, but we went to Coldplay and we drank pints of wine and we got so drunk that I don't remember half of the concert and then decided it'd be a great idea to just run around Wembley. And literally at one point, my feet just slipped and I went fully blown into the splits with my brother, who's like 6'5", grabbing my hand and lifted me back up with people like applauding us. Like it was meant to be on purpose. I was like, no.
Interpretive dance or something.
I now can't walk because my crutch is destroyed. But yeah, we just get up to loads of stuff. For me, I don't think I think people would be shocked by the fact I'm not too crazy. Like as in, I don't get up to like really bad stuff, but I just dance and get everyone in the club going rowdy and make it like as fun as physically possible and just go mad. But I mean, I've a lot of stuff I end up being the mum, which is probably not good. I'm the worst person because whenever anyone asks me if I'm like a content creator or an influencer, I'll be like, no, I'm a content creator because no one should be influenced by me because the stuff that I get people up to is not good. Like I remember once I got my friend so drunk that she ended up wetting herself in the middle of a nightclub.
Solid.
Which is, as you do. And
Didn't know you've met before.
Great night. We had so much fun.
Fantastic. Once forget it.
But yeah, I'm not like, I think just getting everyone a bit rowdy, that's the kind of stuff that I've done. But it's not like, I think people would be surprised by how I'm not as mental as everyone thinks, but I just have like a really good time and just get everyone going
Best
crazy
way to
and
be.
drink. Yeah. I'm not naughty on a night out, but I'm just fun, if that makes sense. So yeah, but I end up looking after everyone else's shenanigans and that's...
Everyone needs someone like that in a group.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you end up
Yeah.
having like 6-hour showers.
Yeah.
for a day.
Hello Darkness, my old friend, still playing in the background.
That's it. Nice. I think... Have you got anything else on the drinks side?
Go for it.
No, I kind of want to delve into a bit of like your content background. You mentioned then
course.
about working in socials, which I think probably resonates with all of us, right?
Yep.
'Cause
Yeah.
I worked in socials. I was a content creator as well. James, you're involved in content with your freestyle.
Yep.
It's interesting how people take like the background of what they do
Yeah,
and
of
push it
course.
into it. So tell us a little bit more about like how you felt you were free creating content. What was different in what you could do?
I feel like I just could start to be myself a little bit more. I think I love creating content. Like I've recently kind of gone through an ADHD diagnosis, which has just been a long process. And I felt like I kind of like lost myself quite a bit previously where I'm not really knowing what's been going on with me and things. And content has just been this like freeing thing where I've just kind of learned that I'm a really creative person and it's really beautiful. Seeing a lot of kind of content creators coming in and creating their content and things, I kind of noticed there was a lot of the people that were kind of the same and what they were doing was the same, it was really interesting. But I always felt like I needed something that was a bit more unique. And like kind of you see a lot of things where people talk about niches and all of this kind of stuff within social media that you should find your niche, you should stick to it and you should go with it. I could never find anything that kind of worked for me. I kind of started off with doing a little bit around mental health because Like it's a big important thing for me in my life. And I just kept being like, I don't know what to do with this. I can't keep creating the same content in this niche. And for people who do that, I'm like, so much respect to you, because I don't know how you keep coming up with ideas and all this kind of stuff. And so for me, as I was then moving into my process of social media and doing it for myself, I was just like, I can't find this thing that people keep telling me about. And I wasn't really looking for it anyway. I was kind of just like, I'm just going to keep doing it until it comes to me. And then that's when I started to do like the aesthetic. I call it used to be day in the life of an unaesthetic girl, because I can't make anything look pretty. And then I realized that after watching everyone find their niche and going through social media and watching these people do all these things, I realized that one of the strongest niches that you kind of had is you. Because I think everyone on this planet is so different and there is no one the same as you. And so what I did was just kind of go, okay, what do I want to talk about and what do I want to do? And then I was looking for that space for someone to be like me, you know, the person still living at home, not knowing what they really wanted to do with their life. Because even though I was creating social media and doing it with social media people, I wasn't happy in it. Again, like I said, like people were telling me what I could and couldn't post. And I was just like, ugh, it was literally the most frustrating thing in the world. And so I just kind of dove into this world of just me and was like, right, let's just see if people resonate with this. And it did. And then it kind of just spiraled. So I think after like just watching so many people try and stick to a niche, I kind of just found myself going into this thing of I am the niche. And I think social media is kind of changing into that way now. I'm seeing it a lot more where people have always been like, just be you and talk about your life, which is really amazing. But I think if I hadn't have like worked in the social media field or anything like that, I wouldn't have kind of realized this. So it made a massive impact onto me. And then it just went from there. So I just share like day-to-day life. And I think like I look at these, like, you know, you had Sam on your podcast and like how he comes up with ideas. I'm like, how do you do that? Because I could not do that. But I'm really lucky in the fact that it is just day-to-day life and I'm just showing people, and I don't know how my brain works. It's like a crazy old thing that genuinely I make stuff every day and I'm like, where the hell did that come from in my head? But I just kind of stuck to just being me, and it's just kind of spiraled from there and grown from there, and it's just completely changed. And I think that's just from years of watching people, you know, do the fitness content on this and that, and watching them all do that, and just going like, I just feel like I need to find something that's a bit more me, because then you can do stuff that's you. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're doing you every, not to sound, you know, a bit rude, but if you're doing yourself every single day, you're really happy. But you can just move more freely, I think. And I think that's what kind of changed everything for me with social media, is realizing that you're your own biggest niche. And I don't think I would have ever realized that if it wasn't from seeing everyone sticking to a certain thing. And it's kind of just changed and grown from there. So just day-to-day life has just come out of watching everyone else around me and learning from that sphere of like influences, which back in the day I think were strong on sticking to one certain thing.
Yeah. I think you can definitely tell that in your content, in that you've seen over the years these different niches, and you do every piece of content could be completely down the fitness side, mental health. It's all sorts of different things. I think it's relatable to a lot of people.
I think it's a weird, the word relatable I find really weird. People always tell me that I'm relatable, and I don't think that I am. I just think it sounds really weird, but I'm just being me and just showing people the real world. I just think recently with social media especially, everyone's just gotten a bit lost in it and like showing these picture perfect lives and things, and I think it's not relatable. It is literally just showing life. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it's not trying to be anything. It's just showing life. And I think because people now see that as, they're like, oh, that's so relatable. I'm like, but it shouldn't really be relatable. It should just be what the world is kind of showing nowadays. So it's a weird one. I'm not trying to be relatable in my content. I just show life for what it is.
Being real.
Just being real and just showing it. And I think we've all just gotten a bit lost in it, to be honest. It's all become a bit muddled in the world. So it's just one of those things. But
who would you say follows you? Like if you could describe like an average follower, who are they?
Do you want my exact demographics? I know them down to a T. So I'm like 18 to 35-year-old women.
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah, it's crazy because I actually used to do like a lot of fitness content when I like kind of started. And then I realized I can't stand fitness. I don't want to do this. I even tried to become a PT and I was like, I do not like this. So I moved on to the more just doing me kind of thing, where it was a lot of like men and things. So now coming into this zone where it is all like female and like female people like sending me messages talking about how like I've spoken about things that makes them feel better. And it's just so amazing to see just being yourself, like how it can bring community together. I honestly think, like I say it all the time, I think I'm the luckiest person on TikTok because my community is the most incredible. I call them my family. I don't call them like followers or anything like that, because they're just so beautiful and like friendly and amazing. And I always like thank the TikTok gods every single day that they put me on that side of the algorithm, because they're so like, they are like my family. If I do something that they're not happy with, they will send me messages and be like, you really disappointed me that you did this. And I have to like put my hands up and know that I have to always be kind of good, but they're just amazing. And it's really, I find myself really, really lucky. But my demographic is mainly females. I think a lot of people as well who feel a bit lost. I think I talk about that a lot, and I try and show the good and the bad on social media. And I have a lot of people in my DMs every day saying like, thank you for inspiring me to get out into the world. Thank you for inspiring me to know that it's okay to be living at home when I'm 25, and like, thank you for this. So a lot of it is people who maybe feel like their lives aren't the picture perfect. And they all kind of come to my little space, and we all just like, I try and make them laugh every day. So yeah, it's crazy, but
love that.
Yeah.
And what would you say is your long-term goal with TikTok? Where do you want to be and what do you want to be doing?
Do you know what? To be real with you, I used to be obsessed with the numbers. Like, I used to be like, I really want to hit 1 million. Like, I would love to be able to do that. But recently my whole my mindset has shifted. And my long-term goal is honestly just to make people smile. Like, I used to be obsessed with the numbers and the views, and recently my whole mind has completely changed in the fact that my younger self, all she ever wanted to do was make the world a little bit of a brighter place and make the world smile. And I'm doing that every day, even if it's just me creating like little 30-minute like quick videos and things. It's making the world, I think, a little bit brighter. And I have people who say like, thank you for brightening my day. I was going through a really tough time and you made me giggle today. And like, that for me is all I really care about, is just just spreading a little bit of joy. And it's a tough world out there, so just making people laugh. So I think long-term goal, I would love to just keep on doing what I'm doing. Just know that I'm making the world a bit brighter and making people smile.
Love it.
I've got a question. This might be later in the script, but I want to ask it now. You mentioned people that they are really positive about your content and they in your DMs thanking you for stuff.
Yeah.
What do you ever get any people commenting about like the drinking culture and binge drinking and giving you negativity around that?
Yeah,
so obviously, like when I was growing up, binge drinking was just like whatever. You get smashed, you go out and you have fun. Nowadays, like I've got nephews that are like 16, 18, they don't even drink.
Yeah.
What do people come and say on your content about that?
I get constantly that you've got a problem.
Really?
Yeah, literally, like, you need to go get help. You've got a problem. And I just, it's one of those things that it is weird, because I'm the same as you, like I'm a millennial, like that was part of our life was drinking. And, I will put my hand up and say, I love a drink. I do. I love the whole culture of going out. I like the whole culture of, being with your friends and having a drink. And also like, I love a cocktail and all that kind of stuff. And I'm, if I'm not going out, I don't drink. I think people will be quite surprised with that. Unless I'm going out, I don't touch a drink. And then I kind of go a little bit, I have as many as I fancy, go a bit feral and have fun. But I do have constantly people telling me like that you have a problem. And I think, the world's kind of divided at the moment. Drinking is technically a drug, and it is something that it really isn't good for you. But yeah, it's one of those things that it's just, I just enjoy it. It's something that I will say that I enjoy doing, and I like going for a drink. And yes, I understand that people are concerned, but I think as long as I know that I'm okay and I know in myself that I don't have a problem, then I think it's all right. I just think the world's shifting and changing their view on alcohol, which is a great thing, because I think before it was just seen as like you go out and you drink and we like lads
to oblivion.
But now it is changing, which I think is a very positive thing. But I do think people need to remember that everyone has their own choices. And if you choose not to drink, great for you. And I love that for you. But I do enjoy going to the pub. I do like going to a bar and having a cocktail. So it's just about whatever you choose, and good for you. But for me, I do enjoy it. But they do. I do get constantly told you have a problem.
Yeah.
I just shrug it off, to be honest. There's no point. I'm just like, I know I don't. And obviously you only see like 3-minute videos of me after a heavy night out and struggling on the train, and that's completely fine. And you'll take your views on that. But I know I don't, and I just enjoy it. It's just part of my choices.
Do those comments ever like affect you or anything like that?
They did at the beginning. I used trolling. It's a shame. It is part of the job. And I remember when I actually said to my friend, like, I had my first troll. They were like, congratulations, you made it. And I'm like, that is so like, that's mental that you're saying to me that I'm doing a good job. It used to really get to me. But now I just shrug it off. I just think, one, you're helping my engagement by the fact that you've just interacted with my posts. So if you want to keep going, go for it, mate. Like, thank you. You've actually pushed my content out more. And two, I just think, well, if this has bothered you that much, then I'm sorry. There you go. That's your choice. But yeah.
Have you ever had any really positive comments that have just really stuck with you? Like you've helped someone out?
I think every single day. I don't have like specific ones, but I think when I do get the DMs where people say like, thank you. I recently went through a breakup a while back. So not recently, time's flown. It's like a year ago. And I openly spoke about it on my social media, and I got messages from loads of people being like, I've been going through a breakup, and seeing you go through that at the same time as me has been truly amazing, because I feel like I've got a best friend. Like a lot of people call me their best friend online or their big sister online.
Nice.
And so when I see like everything that I'm posting is helping someone else going through a tough time, because I've been there, it makes me feel like I'm doing something good.
Love that.
I think,
Amazing. Should we move on to the top fives now?
If you want to, Chris.
Flower through some top fives.
Excited.
Love it. So we have dived into, not to say like the things that made us think about you, but it's the things that made us think about you. So we've got a few little top fives. I think the first one just feels like it really, epitomizes the drinking culture.
Yeah.
Top 5 best drinks and cocktails.
I'm excited for this one. Yeah, I've got them down. I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to kick us off with your number 5?
I will. So my number 5 actually is a Guinness.
Interesting.
I love a Guinness. I like, if I'm going for a night out and I feel a bit heavy and a bit tired, I'll start off with a Guinness, just because, iron. All of that stuff, I'm just like, it just gets me a little bit more awake. And also it just reminds me of like all the times I've been to like the rugby and drinking that kind of stuff. And I just love a Guinness, especially if you go to like Waxy's. Have you been to Waxy's in London?
I don't think I have.
Go, it's sensational. It's like a proper Irish bar, and I've got Irish heritage. So like you go in and it's like proper Irish music and sensational, but their Guinness is so good. And like starting off one of those for a night out.
Sorry, have you been to the storehouse in Dublin?
I want to desperately. So I'm Irish, but I've only been once, and it was for work. So I need to go back, but I've heard it's meant to be incredible. So it's on like the bucket list of where I'm going to, I'd love to go to.
If you're a Guinness drinker, well worth it.
I need to.
Guinness is on my list, but it's higher up than 5. So number 5, I felt like I had to put a lager in. Yeah. Because I don't drink lager anymore. I just feel like if I have more than 3 pints of lager, I'm done. Yeah. So I will have 1 or 2. Yeah. San Miguel for me, number 1. If I'm going out, cold day, premium lager. Listen, this is my list, mate. All right, that's my. If I'm in a
top
pub,
5 worst, mate. This is your best.
Nah, I know I can enjoy a San Miguel on a hot day. 1 or 2. Any more than that,
it's a little
not
holiday-ish
interested.
as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
No, I do like
awful choice.
What's your lager choice?
What's your beer?
Let me think about that. Come back to me.
If I was going to go for a lager, I'd go like a Peroni. I love a Peroni.
Yeah. It's a little too light. I feel like if I'm going to do it, it's premium lager.
Go home.
Yeah. What's your number 4?
So it's one that I've actually been recently introduced to, and it's a Hugo Spritz or a Saint Germain Spritz. Probably one of those. I go for one of those because it's really light. Hair of the dog drink.
Nice.
What's in that?
So it's like a April kind of spirity thing, but it's like elderflower.
Okay,
They've got like mint in it as well, so it's like really, really, really good.
Have you had Aperol with grapefruit soda?
See,
no, that sounds amazing.
That's on a holiday sunbed. 3 p.m. That's unreal.
That does sound amazing.
I had Aperol Spritz in Germany, and they do it with white wine instead of Prosecco. Unreal. Really good. Like it's not too fizzy. Then it's just like a nice long drink.
It's bitter.
I like
it's
bitter,
too bitter, really. So I'm like,
yeah.
It tastes a bit like what are those like Hallie? You remember those like what's it called sweets that you used to get when you were younger, like the Flintstones.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It reminds me of one of those, a bit bitter, of like the tiny sweets you used to try and get your vitamin C when you were little. Yeah.
My number 4, chicken wine.
Sorry?
Chicken wine. Come on, you've been on a night out in London. You surely know what La Ville Femme. You guys have not lived chicken wine.
Chicken wine.
Yes,
Sorry.
thank you.
I thought you meant it was made of broth or something like that.
No, chicken wine. It's got a chicken on the front. It was so big in London. It's what everyone drinks at Pre's in London now.
Yeah.
And it was so big, they changed the label to say chicken wine on the front of it, because that's what everyone called it.
Oh, it's a rosé.
Yeah, well, no, they do white and
All of
red.
them, yeah.
Yeah, the rosé.
It's got like the big cockerel on the front.
Exactly.
And then,
yeah. So they did like a promotional run with it. If you put in chicken wine, it will come up. La Ville Ferme. It's it's a classic.
Wine.
It is the best like cheap Tesco £8. Like if you want just a
High
easy
volume.
bottle of wine.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's my
Chicken
number 4.
wine? I genuinely thought you meant it was like made of broth
No.
or something. I was
No,
like,
I'd probably still drink it if it was, but yeah.
right. My number 3 is a Jubel beer.
Yeah.
Bell beer. One of my favorites, especially like they've got the new flavors out as well, not just the peach, but I'll take the peach any day. That is so good because it's a bit theory, but also a bit cidery, so you don't feel bloated after a few of those. Only thing is the hangovers are terrible on them.
Yeah.
But sensational drink. I'll go for one of those.
Great shout. I know James is going to hate this one. Number 3, kiwi and lime, Old Moot.
Yes.
On a
sensational.
hot day, just one of those. If you have 2, it gets too much. But that drink,
The worst flavour possible.
Honestly.
mate, the kiwi, like, I could taste it now on a hot day.
You can't taste
Beautiful.
it. Mate.
I wish I could. I wish I was able to day drink
That one
at
is
work.
the worst one.
Yeah, fantastic.
Wild berry, that's the only one to have. But it's Recordlig. That is unreal. Recordlig wild berry.
You do love a fruity cider, don't you? That's your.
Apart from that one, you just
Apart from that
select
one.
See, I'm the passion fruit one. I like the passion fruit.
It's not
Side.
bad.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
that's
Yeah.
essential. But I'm not a berry girl, so I'm not a big fan of the berry ones. But I can go with the kiwi one. Just one.
There you go.
Interesting.
2 against 1.
That. I feel that.
Bart's with me.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks for your contribution, Bart.
You're welcome.
Number 2, I've got a margarita.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
Sure.
No?
Nowhere near top 50, I think. For me.
Really? I love a margarita, so they get me on like a vibe. I'm like,
Actually, I tell a lie. Watermelon margarita.
oh, sensational. Yeah.
That can be there.
There's a place in London that does like margaritas. You can go for bottomless brunch, but they give you like in a full watermelon. So it's got like a tap pot into it and then you pour it out.
could do that.
Sensational with other like Mexican food. So good. Yeah.
Love it. My number 2, again, I feel like James is going to hate this. Gin and bitter lemon.
Sorry.
So, you know, like the bitter lemon, like the rich.
Yeah.
I like bitter drinks.
Yep.
It's so hard to find this in pubs now because they just do tonic. They don't do bitter lemon. But gin and bitter lemon, that would be my number 1 drink.
Really?
But
You've put number 2 there, mate.
But hang on, but you can't get it anywhere nowadays. You have to basically you get bitter lemon in the shops and that's it. So for that reason, it's number 2.
Okay. I've not tried that. We'll give it
a go.
Yeah. Is
Give
it
it a
like
go.
flavored gin or just regular?
Whatever they've got. I'm not fussy.
Fair.
I'm not fussy.
Okay. Are we talking Fever Tree bitter lemon?
Well, it's rare you'll find it. It's normally Schweppes if you're if it's ever gonna be in a pub. But yeah, it's good. I'd
I
recommend.
don't hate it.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Not bad.
Colour me
kiwi,
shocked.
but-
It's not a bad one, yeah. I'd go for that, but yeah, not on a hot day.
No, it's like the proper lemony. Oh, I just love
I'd
bitter
be so
stuff.
intrigued to see what your top 5 is.
I haven't selected one. I didn't get given this.
Need to know. That's okay. I'll give that a go. My number 1 is an espresso martini. I think the most elite drink.
Such a
Disappointment.
I think if you have a good one,
Yes,
then it's great.
Yeah. If it's just brown water, it's nasty. But if it's like proper, but it just for me it gets me on a good vibe. So like I'll have that and then I'm sorted for the rest of the night. Maybe have like halfway through the night a quick top up and then I'm ready to go. But I can still sleep on an espresso martini. So if I have one of those later in the night, I can still go to bed and not. I feel like I'm like nearly 30 and I'm like I can sleep that after 10 o'clock. I can still have one and I can sleep. Yeah, I think that just gets me cruising. So I'm like ready to rock and roll with those. So that's my top.
nice. Well, mine, it had to be in the list. It's Guinness. It's number 1.
Really? It's number 1?
I drink Guinness like it's water.
Nice.
Like I don't get bloated. I don't feel.
Big man.
It's not something to be proud of, to be fair.
Yeah. All right, very good point actually. Yeah, this is actually Guinness. It's but for me, like it's one of those drinks that I don't feel terrible drinking it. I can just drink it all day. Again, this still sounds terrible, but it's got to be number 1. And I know there's going to be some people annoyed in the comments about it as well. So
to be fair, I was going to put mine higher, but I thought, do you know what? I'll put it as 5 because
I'll take the abuse.
Thank you. There we go. Goodness.
So I think that's a pretty solid list. Are there any honourable mentions you want to get in?
Yeah.
I can't think, mate. I need to honestly think about it. Spend some serious time.
Yeah. But
It's a good question, isn't it?
Asahi. Any day.
I
I love an Asahi.
that's a headache.
Has a full headache beer.
Love.
Love it. Great beer.
What was that one you sent me a picture of the other day?
Oh, it's a Polish one. Honey beer. It's really good.
Yeah.
Had it on a Friday night. It's called Łomża. If you're ever in a Polish shop, it's got an orange label. Try it. Fantastic.
There you go.
Interesting.
That's our top 5.
There's some really good beers out at the moment. as
Yeah.
well. I feel like
Oh.
beer is really like evolving and it's getting.
Mm.
The new
good.
Kronenberg Blanc. That's really good. That's really, really good.
Nice. I just loving it the way you said Blanc.
Blanc. Blanc.
Blanc. So am I going to do top 5 best nights out?
Fire away.
Top 5 best nights out.
Okay.
Your number 5.
Yeah.
Go.
My number 5 is any pop world.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Because you like go in for a bad night that you know it's going to be good. The drinks are quite cheap. You go in hard and you're just dancing to ABBA for the rest of the night. So I'm like, sensational.
Sticky floors.
Yeah.
Number
Yes.
5 for me is you and your group of best mates in a rogue city in Europe. You can't pronounce the name and nothing is off limits.
Ah.
So it's as soon as you get to the airport, you're all giddy
Yeah.
and you feel like a little kid
Yeah.
and everybody comes back with a different tale.
Yeah.
That's my number 5.
Okay. And also, you've got to have the drink at the
Yeah,
airport.
yeah.
Otherwise, you've technically not been to the airport. You haven't had one of those in the quick spoons. That's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
one.
Nice.
Me for 4 as well. Any be at one bar night.
I love it.
Yeah. Good.
Just a good vibe.
Yeah, 100%.
Number 4 for me is the unexpected night out.
Ah, sensational.
So that's the one that's not planned. It's never on the cards. But a couple of drinks down the pub at lunchtime leads to bad decisions and rolling at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
and being in the bad books.
Yeah.
Sensational.
Good.
That's a good one.
Also, on top of that
Stop
as well.
touching my leg.
Touching James's leg. I think that's the 4th time now.
He's like, good one, mate. Good one.
I want an unexpected night out.
Love that. Mine is so different. So I've got number 3. I've got Cahoots
What's that?
in London. The Prohibition Bar is just. Have you never been? Soho, sensational. Highly recommend. It's one of my top places in London. It's like an old underground, like bar, and it's all made to be like the 1920s.
Okay.
And if you go there, you're gonna get smashed because the drinks are really strong. But it's just a cool vibe, and you just go and you just have a great night. So that's what I've got there. Is that
Nice.
highly recommend. You haven't been Soho, sensational.
Nice.
Number 3, night out after a football away day, especially if you win. So you're in a city that you're not from. You have no idea where you're going to go. And you most likely will end up in Pop World.
Facts.
So like people get lost, they end up in random places, and then people just turn up the next day, and it's like, where have you been?
Yeah.
I was in Pop World until 6 a.m. So
Good.
that's my number 3.
Number 2, then I've put as a apprehensive night out. So you know when you've had something planned, and then all of a sudden you're like, I actually don't want to go to this. Like I just like I don't want to go.
Yep.
It's always one
You
of
have a
the
go
best nights that end up happening. So
Yeah.
like you just go and you have like a feral time, and it's really really good. And you're like, oh, why was I so anxious? It's always the nights out that you think, crap, I don't want to go to this. That it all
Yeah.
of a sudden is a sensational night out.
Number 2 for me is the first wedding of wedding season. So
Ooh.
it's the one where everyone's up for it. Nobody's got fatigue of being to a wedding every single weekend for the last 6 months. And they're just class.
Fair.
Yeah. Free bar.
Yeah,
Fair.
Solid.
that's number 2.
My number 1 is it's closed, but a Printworks night.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That has always been sensational, especially if you've been to like a Glitterbox night out. RIP Printworks. Can't wait for your back in 2026. But yeah, Printworks. That was top without a doubt. That was the best night you could have in London, I think.
Well, you got the Drumsheds now. Drumsheds is still quite good.
Yeah, see, I've only been once and I haven't been for a proper night out. I think I need to go because it looks sensational. It's massive,
sick.
isn't
It's
it?
huge, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to remember when it was an actual IKEA.
Yeah.
And actually going there to do it
Yeah.
to do a furniture shop.
I remember queuing to go into it in COVID, and it was like the last week. And it was like everyone was getting emotional in the staff as we were going in. It was like, this is weird. It's just IKEA, guys, calm down.
Says
Yeah.
I need to go. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
it's great night out.
sensational.
Number 1 for me is the one where your missus and kids are out of town.
No.
So now I'm a dad. This is the one where you and your boys can all get together. You can fully send it and have no regrets about spending 12 hours in the shower the next day. And yeah, that's the best one for me.
Fair. That's
Good list.
Yeah.
I
There
like
you
it.
go.
Different attitudes towards it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I was like nights out as in thing, and then
Yeah.
Love it.
But that's the thing we love about these lists is that everyone approaches it in
Yeah.
a slightly different way.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's a good one.
love.
But would you like to do your one now, mate?
Sure. So we both live at home.
Yeah.
I want to do the top 5 worst things about living at home. Would you like to start or should I start?
Oh, you go first. Go on.
Sorry, mate. I'm going to spin. Sorry, guys. You carry on.
You do it one more time.
My number 5, those when are you getting home messages. Now,
We get those, but just not from parents.
this is where maybe you're going on an unplanned night out, maybe drinks after work or something like that, and you've not told your parents that you will be home at a certain time. So it's not like they're expecting you, but you start getting flooded with those messages or calls, you know. You don't look at your phone, then you pick up, there's like 6 missed calls from mom. You're like, oh.
Yeah, the police have been called.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, what's going on?
Missing persons report filed, everything.
Pictures up on the
Meanwhile, I'm just, 20 minutes away from home on the tube. So that's my number 5.
Yeah.
My mom is criminal for that. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom too. Yeah, I've got very similar, but it's a bit higher up. For me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For me, I've got number 5 because mine's a little bit different. I don't know where you live, but I live in the country. But I'm a very much city girl. I've put isolation is my worst thing because I can't drive either. So when I'm at home, I'm like just at home. So for me, it's like not being able to get out and go about places. That's like my worst thing. That's isolation.
But luckily, I live in Northwest London, so I don't have to worry about that.
Dream.
And I can drive.
Yeah, I'm sorry, girls. It's like just if I go to a park, that's it. Right.
My number 4. This is the classic message. This is not a hotel. So I don't know if your mom has ever said that to you or your dad, where, you might not contribute a certain week or weekend to, towards cleaning, or you're just going out constantly. Mm-hmm. You get back and they're waiting for you there. Once again, where have you been?
Yeah.
What have you been doing? You're not spending your time at home anymore. This is not a hotel. One of the worst phrases to hear.
What do you reply back? Yeah, it is.
Fuck off, mum.
I'll change my TripAdvisor.
Mom.
1 star.
Yeah. Staff was really rude.
Cancel my booking. That's what I do. That's
Yeah, I don't have that at home because
okay.
I very much do everything at home. So I cook, I clean, I do everything. So if anything, I'm saying that to my mum.
I feel like I do that as well. And I still get that.
Yeah, come on, Bob.
Love it.
You can stack it up, mate.
So I've got, for me, for number 4 is the staying out thing. So my mum does it worse, where she'll stay awake. So she'll be like, I was worried about you. So she'll stay awake. And then she's like, well, now I'm really tired. I'm like, but I didn't
Go to
ask the
sleep.
girl. Yeah, go to bed. Like I asked, like I'm 30 years old. Like at your age, you would have had 2 kids at my age. So you don't need to worry about me getting
And a
home.
mortgage.
Yeah. So yeah, mine's the staying out.
Yeah.
I get the messages being like,
They
where
are.
are you? And then your phones, you're like been looking at it, and then honestly, it's like wanted, like it's mental. Yeah, so I've got that as number 4. So
They're the
I'm on
worst.
that one.
My number 3, family gatherings. Now, I love a family gathering when I'm prepared for it. Unfortunately, when you live at home, you're never prepared for it because someone can just walk through that door and you can't just be sitting in your room. Go to the living room.
Yeah.
You have to, socialize, talk, whatever, maybe cook for whatever guests are coming in. And I hate it because sometimes I just want to chill vibe in my room. I don't want to have to be out of the house or having to socialize with people. So I'm just going to be in my room. But when there's guests, that is never happening.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, I don't have that on my list actually, but that's a good shout. I've got for number 3, I've got leaving things. So any time that you leave like a cup or something on the side, it's like, oh, you're just gonna leave that there then?
Yeah.
Like I was drinking it, mum. So yes, I am gonna.
Yeah,
leave
it's
it
like
there.
half full.
Yeah.
So-
Or they just like grab it and take it and throw it in the sink, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm finished with that drink, and that's great. And then you get in trouble,
my
like,
dad's
oh,
the
you've
best
left
for
that, like made the house a state, and it's just
Yeah.
one piece of thing on the.
Or it'll be
sink.
like
My
a coaster
leg.
left on a table or something like
It's
that.
like, oh, look what the house
Oh,
is
it's
tip. You're like, brilliant. Okay. Yeah.
Terrible.
So I've literally put leaving things / cleaning up around you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just getting all sorts of memories from when I,
Yeah,
like 10 years
yeah.
ago. It's like, I'm so glad I don't live at home anymore.
number 2. This could have easily been number 1.
Ooh.
Not being able to rest on weekends.
Oh,
Now-
so I didn't even put that, but that's such a shout.
If you go on like a night out on a Friday or you're staying up late and you end up getting home at like 2 a.m. or something, you think you're sleeping until like 11. No way.
Yeah.
That Hoover's getting
Yeah.
taken out. You're hearing outside. There's
Smashing against your bedroom.
smashing against the bedroom door, knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Get up. It's just the worst thing.
Does your mum actually do that? Like, make you get up? Yeah.
Well, the annoying thing is that my bedroom is right next to the kitchen, so it doesn't matter if she's not making me get up or not, because I can just hear she'll be up at 8 a.m. like
Smashing
cooking,
pans.
smashing pans. Yeah, just and you can tell when she's annoyed because she just smashes things a little bit harder than usual.
The drawers all of a
Yeah,
sudden broke. It's not closing yet. See, I've got dogs, so my mum will open my bedroom door to let the dogs in to wake me up. And then she's like, "Oh, you're awake now, are you?"
Wow.
I'm like, "Well, of course I am."
Savage.
She's, "Oh, can you make me a cup of tea?" I'm like, "You've been awake for the past hour. You could have made yourself one." Yeah, I get that all the
Yeah,
time.
it's pettiness, isn't it?
Just
That's
when
what they
you're
do.
trying to sit and enjoy your weekend, she's like, "Oh, the garden needs doing." You're like, "Okay."
Off you pop.
Yeah, I'm like, "Enjoy." She's like, "You're not gonna help
You know where the
me."
lawnmower is.
And then they make you feel really guilty because you've not helped
Yeah.
them. But my mum will do it honestly. She will go and go and go on the weekend.
Yeah.
And then about 6 o'clock at night, that's when she's done, and she's expecting me to do the same. And I'm like, "You do your thing, but I want to sit and fester on this."
But the worst thing is when you want to sit and fester, they'll be like, "Oh, I'll just do it myself," and then you just feel
did this
guilty.
last weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
So bad.
I've got for number 2, having a partner over. So it's a bit awkward when you're living at home. You know?
Naturally. Yeah. Well,
Don't know why you made eye contact with me,
Yeah.
Bart, but
well, you had to sneak in through the window last night. So,
Yeah, I've got awkwardness for partners.
Yeah,
then you
it's really
can't
bad.
Get a little bit freaky.
luckily, my missus lives alone, so
Oh,
can't avoid that.
does too. So I'm like, we'll just go to Paris. It's good.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't have to go that
not
far.
bad alternatives.
Yeah.
My number one, and this one, it just grinds my gears. Working from home. So when you're in a meeting or something, or you work from home, and you know they might be off at the same time, or they come back from work or whatever, they don't understand that you're actually working.
Yeah.
So I had this like 2 weeks ago when I was in a meeting, and then I can hear the front door open and just hear my door to my bedroom open, and I'm just there like swinging my head because she doesn't realize that I'm in a meeting. She thinks I'm not doing any work because apparently work from home is not working. So that is the worst thing.
It's because you sat playing FIFA all day.
I don't even play FIFA. That's my number one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've got getting in trouble.
Oh,
I get in trouble if like my bedroom's messy and like if I've not even left the house estate, but like it's a little bit untidy, I get in trouble and I think I'm.
do you
there
get, you get grounded?
Yeah, literally, I'm like brilliant. She's like, "Lydia, you've made the house a mess," and I'm like, I'm old.
That easily could have made the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting in trouble. I feel like, especially when people live alone, I think they forget how much like your parents do tell you off, but they do. Yeah, I get in trouble
100%.
like, constantly, and I'm just like, oh, brilliant. So,
I feel like those are also two pretty passionate lists
Yeah.
from two people
we
that
do
still
love
live
living
at home.
Please don't kick us out.
Yeah, we do.
It's fit, like, are you going to be that sort of parent, do you think, like when Louis older? Do you think you'll,
I won't
pressure's
be,
on.
but I know my missus will be.
do you think?
Because she's like that with me. So
I thought
I was just thinking of all the things you listed. I get told off for that now.
Yeah.
But I left a cup on the side. Is that your current glass?
Still asleep. Yeah. Get up.
The thing is, I
sort
don't
the
think
house
you
out.
realize how much you do turn into your parents by accident. Like as I get older, I'm like, that was my mum. I don't know where that's come
Yeah.
from, but you do like
Yeah.
end up growing into your parents, which is terrifying.
Instead of the dogs being let in the room, it's Louis being let in the room. And it's like, go away, please. And he's there like hitting your head.
He's got the pans this
Yeah,
time.
honestly.
Yeah. Nice. Love it. Some solid lists.
Yeah, there we go. Passionate, love it.
Is there one more or not? No?
I think let's not do that one
All right,
because
cool.
I haven't lived at home for 12 years, so it won't be very good. Cool. Well, I think we should wrap it up
We should.
with Bart's question of the week.
Ooh,
Bart's question of the week.
that was beautiful. The harmony was gorgeous.
So,
Said no one ever.
are you a dog person?
I am.
Okay. So this is a question related to dogs and yourself, kind of. If you were a dog, what kind of dog would you be? You know when people say they give off like golden retriever energy or like Labrador energy, what kind of energy do you think you would be giving out?
What is it called? There is a specific dog that looks like a greyhound. I can't remember.
Is it a
what it's
whippet?
called.
Whippet.
It's not a whippet, but it's got long hair. It's like
Long
blonde, long
those
hair,
shaggy
like
looking ones.
So or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, and I normally remember what it's called. But it's basically like how I would describe it is like a giant greyhound, but it's got long blonde hair. I would
The
say
borzoi.
Lhasa
The borzoi?
Apso.
that's it. A Lhasa Apso. I would say I'm one of those because I'm like really long and gangly, blonde
I
hair.
don't know if it is this one because they look quite small.
Oh no, it's not that. No,
It's
no,
this
no.
one.
I've just saved you there.
Is the borzoi, the bourgeois?
I was like, that looks like nothing like a grey.
Hold on. Let me have a look. What's it called?
Oh yeah, I think
Greyhound.
Oh, yeah.
Borzoi. B-O-R.
Was it bourgeois? Because it's like
Bourgeois.
French, isn't it? Bourgeois.
That's it. Yeah,
As well,
I would
as
say
she
I'm one of those. I would say I'm one of those because a long-haired greyhound. Let's just say one of those. They're really
Interesting.
long and gangly and a bit all over the place and a bit floopy, especially with a greyhound, and that is very much me. And also but also combine it with a golden retriever energy because I'm just full of like
A crossbreed.
and yeah, I always say like if I was going to be with someone, I would want a golden retriever energy, and it's made me take a look at myself. Like, oh no, I'm that in the relationship.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd say a greyhound cross with a golden retriever. I'd say would be me.
What dogs have you got at home?
I've got two. So I've got a Beagleier, so it's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel crossed with a Beagle. She's called Peggy, and then I have a little rescue called Betty, who's mine. Who we don't know what she is. She's just she's called a gremlin because she's got like an eye, and she's she's. I can show a little bit of a picture. Like that's them there.
Nice.
Yeah, I can.
Nice.
Those are my girls. As a dog mum, like, show my dogs.
Love it.
Yeah, I've got those two, but they're gorgeous. Yeah, they're my little angels. So yeah,
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Loved it. Well,
My last question.
go on, far away.
So this is the last question I asked everybody. So you've been through the show.
Yeah.
You've been asked all the questions. You've done your lists.
Yeah.
Who do you think we should get on the podcast next? Or who would be good on the podcast?
Ooh.
Could be someone you follow or you're friends with.
Racking my brain. Who am I upset? Well, I'd always say Grace. Grace.
GK Barry.
GK Barry, that's it. I say Grace just because she's been on I'm a Celeb recently, and she's
Yeah.
incredible. There's the girl recently. I'm so bad with names, so I'm like the worst person to ask. There's a girl recently who is a bit feral that I'm kind of obsessed with. She's the girl that goes as like, I have no money, and then she goes and like does a whistle by the pond, and then she's randomly got like a fish. I think if anyone knows
never seen
her. Have you not seen her? She's sensational. She is
get her on the
feral.
podcast.
She's kind of blown up recently, but she's really crazy. Like she just doesn't care about life, and she's just gone crazy. But yeah, she basically goes, she's like, oh, I went for a night out last night. I've got no money. And then she goes to a pond and she does like a whistle. And next thing she's got like this fish on this. She's sensational. I can't remember what her name is.
I'm going to have to do my research.
Yeah,
she's crazy. She's like really gone mental at the moment. But you know what? I was actually going to say one of my favorite people is Sam. And I know you've had him on the podcast just because I think his content is incredible. And I want to know how with all of those ideas all the time because it's just sensational. But yeah, even
I want to know who this whistle girl is.
Yeah, I want to end the podcast and go watch her.
I'll have to find out for you. But yeah, I'm so bad with names that I'm like the worst person to possibly ask because I could tell you them by describing their videos, but I can't tell you what their actual names are. So I do apologize for that.
That's all good. I think
Yeah,
we've got a
find the
couple
whistle
answers.
Yeah, we'll find the whistle
The whistle girl.
Yeah,
The whistle
Night
girl
Out,
will come in
Whistle
for
Girl,
you.
She's sensational. Yeah, even like Jack.
Jack
I'm
Joseph.
All good.
I'm useless with names. I'm so sorry.
All good.
Yeah, I'd
all
say
good.
all of them really good people to be
Brilliant.
on. Yeah.
Nice one. Well, Lydia, thanks for coming on. Anything you want to plug before the end of the app?
No, just
Go follow the
a
socials.
little bit of advice. Just remember, life is not perfect. It's chaotic and beautiful. And if you're seeing other people online, just remember you don't see everything. Everything that you see isn't necessarily real. And just remember that. That's my biggest advice.
Love that.
What a beautiful way to end it.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having
Thanks
me,
a lot.
guys. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Boom.